Welcome back to War Thunder, and welcome to the start screen where I select the Gepard in a lineup with the Tiger E. Napalm, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, please no. No, not Carpathian. Oh, no, no. Oh, yes, this is gonna be good. So, the Gepard, what is it? Why do I do this video? Why do I play this match? Well, I had a deep look into the current situation of War Thunder, which was further confirmed by a video by Michael Boom, that practically the British are very, very good, even way too good at the current battle rating of the Griffin Spitfire Mark 24 and the associated tanks. And so I thought to myself, well, yeah, that's a problem that overall was distributed amongst my videos. Now, what does this have to do with the Gepard? Well, the story is simple. The Germans lack troll vehicles, at least at first glance. Now, what are troll vehicles? That are troll vehicles that don't care about the battle rating too much, that troll the enemy, you know, just fight outside of the realms of normal combat. The Gepard is one of them, and it's German. And I think we should have a special look at this vehicle. It is the second AAA for the Germans. It has a 20mm Flak 38 cannon with 1080 rounds. That's decisive. It has overall very good gun handling stats for such a low tiered vehicle. Minus 10 degrees of gun depression, 90 degrees of gun elevation, 450 shots per minute. Reload rate is just 3.2 seconds on my expert crew, and this vehicle, or I think it's even an ace crew, it has a horsepower to ton ratio of over 15. The top speed is a bit limited with just 42, and this vehicle completely fights out of the ordinary when we look at the battle rating from 5.7 to 6.7. It's fairly accurate on the move, I have to say, and it forgives you to miss a shot or two. And the penetration of the 20mm is a mixed story. First of all, of course, you have your default belt, not too good. Then the Sprenggranate, which is against aircraft, deals quite a good amount of damage against aircraft, and you know, this is something that we will see later on. Then there's also the Panzergranate, the APIT, armor-piercing incendiary shell, that deals a lot of damage when penetrating, but just 46mm of penetration. Then there is the Panzergranate 40, and that is a mixture belt of HVAP and APIT, and that was nerfed. However, you know, nerf is always something strange when we look at AAAs. Yeah, that ZSU 57 was nerfed. It still gets its highest penetration round in a 50-50 belt with still with the high explosive charge. And so I kill my first tank, the Comet 1, and I prioritized him over the ISU 152. Now I can see that I can't really deal with him from the side. It's based on the KV-1 series of tanks, but that also means it's sluggish, and I'm not. I'm very agile, and so I first try to deal with his transmission. So this is why I go around like that, and the first penetrating round then finally stops him, and now I try to set it on fire. However, that doesn't work. The transmission eats all the shots. It eats just simply all the shots. And so I am now for the upper casement. I have all the time I need because this is a casemate tank destroyer. Much like the Jagdtiger or the Object 268 at higher BRs. But this one is really bad. And I actually destroyed him. Now, is that a troll or not? I say yeah, but I also could have done this with a lot of other vehicles. Now I was strafed by an aircraft, did no damage to me. So, back to the belt. The HVAP belt is a 50-50 of HVAP with 64mm of penetration that falls off quite fast over distance, and the APIT that deals greater post-penetration damage than the first one. So it gets strafed again, and my transmission gets knocked out. And he survives it, that little bugger. So, and then... Oh, what's that? Look at this big plane. I have no chance against him. Oh, well... This is how you kill a Lancaster with a single 20mm. Hey, fucking wolves and BF-109s. This is how it's done. Okay, jokes aside, this was a pretty lucky kill. And then I actually aim at the plane. I wait, and there it is. Yes. And this is how you kill Spitfires. Hey, BF-109s. Hey, fucking wolves. Okay, I'm trolling here, you know, but this is a troll vehicle. So it also can defend itself against aircraft. I'm not saying that this is something that this plane excels at. Hell, a Kugelblitz, a Coelian, a Ostwind, Wirbelwind, they are in their ways better than this, but they don't have the mobility. And it's the mixture of low profile, mobility, and overall agility together with the overall gun handling that makes this vehicle so good. The previous actions against the tanks, I am not quite sure if I could have done this with an Ostwind. Although the Ostwind has an APHE shell as a armor piercing shell, which deals massive amounts of damage. I think it has the same amount of high explosive filler than that ZSU 57 too. Yeah. So I'm here working this ditch here and trying to basically get side shots into close by enemies, but there are none. This is a bit of a downside of Carpathians. Then this T-44, I waited up until he pointed his back directly to me, but at this distance the APIT rounds don't have the necessary penetration to even you know, deal with this transmission or penetrate it and destroy the transmission. So I reverse, he now sees me and he misses me. So that was luck, that was pure luck. I could have died there. So there is the bush between me and him, and I use that opportunity to turn around. The reverse speed on this vehicle is not the very best, but yeah, I mean, you can turn around quite well. So the T-44 thinks I'm gone, but I still shoot him and I hit him to mark him. Then I use an artillery strike on him, and then I look forwards and oh, what's that? Hello, he hasn't seen me. Hello, Mr. Troll. How do you feel getting trolled? 5th kill. And now watch this. I'm moving forwards. I just killed that Hellcat. There was the battle message, there were the tracers, and this guy just has no clue where I am. But it's a Russian KV-1. Seems to be the KV-1S. I'm thinking about disabling his gun barrel, but Russian tanks are notorious for surviving such actions from a low caliber 20mm. And now I'm close enough that I think I'm safe from his turret rotation speed, and I actually penetrate him from the side. Yes, the KV-1S has reduced side armor, I remember. And now he was set on fire by my teammate. I tried to penetrate the very same section again, but I don't hit it quite well, good enough. Hell, I got my 4th assist. I don't complain. So that was fun. It was effective. It was a distraction for the enemy, and my team used it. I guess the Tiger 2P was not really that concerned of a KV-1S, but you get the deal. Those are very ballsy actions. They are something that you need very great situational awareness for. But what does this come good of? What's the real purpose of this video? Well, I just show here off that even certain low-tier German vehicles / tanks have the ability to act as trolls in a different way than your usual BT5 or BT7 that rushes the cap. You can counter that to a certain degree. on Advance to the Rhine, you can rush also into the cap before he caps, and then you can charge him to a certain degree. You can survive a shell from him, and then you just can simply ruffle stomp him with your 20mm autocannon. And this autocannon, as you can see, has very forgiving gun handling. It's relatively stable. And I'm just charging here across the open field to C, which is now contested by the enemy. At least somebody decapped it, so somebody must be near. Again, one big drawback is the limited top speed. While 42 kilometers an hour, which you actually reach, is not bad, you kind of feel missing something. I think the engine could do more. But it's not something that you could really complain in a troll vehicle. Now, there are other vehicles that kind of have the aura of a troll vehicle around them, but they don't quite work in such a way. Let's have a look in the German tech tree. There is the Panzer 2H, which is a rarity these days. I'm not quite sure if it's still for sale. And it also has a 50mm PAK 38 cannon with 40 rounds. And it also is pretty agile. It has a higher horsepower to ton ratio, but the penetration of the gun, the reload rate, the vulnerability, the turret rotation speed, and even the gun depression are not that good as on the Gepard. Yeah, okay, the penetration is better, but it's not as forgiving. Then there are other vehicles like the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 234-2, or aka the Puma. However, it doesn't have the ability to climb very well, and that is a real neck breaker for it. Also, it has the 50mm that's very similar on the Panzer 2H. I don't trust this gun enough to really serve as a derp troll cannon. While the mobility on both vehicles is excellent, I think the overall package that you get with the Gepard is just better. Does every match end like this? Hell no. You need to have the right map. You need to have the very first seconds of the match where you decide where to go, what to do, which flank you support, and which ambush route you use. And even then, it's not guaranteed that you are successful with that. However, I think this is a perfect troll counter, like with the against the BT7, BT5, hell, even the T17 car. And even higher tier vehicles are not really safe if used correctly, as you could see in the previous match. Also, you can defend yourself to a certain degree from aircraft, and that is playing the wild card. And being the wild card is what German tanks missed to a certain degree at their own battle rating. Other nations have tanks that can fulfill the role. In particular, the Hellcat and the Super Hellcat are notorious for flanking, capping, and disturbing the enemy heavily. And you will find them on a regular basis at higher battle ratings, with more or less the success that kind of justifies their existence at higher battle ratings. With the Germans, I think the problem is German teammates, or German thinking, and that is that the highest battle rating obviously has the best performance. It's the overall performance of a tank put into the right situation, and being a support tank, a distraction, again being the wild card, is sometimes worth more than sitting in a Jagdtiger in a full down tier, because then everybody expects you to have 10 kills and to be unstoppable. So here I tried to cap, but the map is about to end, so yeah, that's it. I think I did my job. 1 capture zone, 2 aircraft, 3 tanks, 4 enemy kill assists, and I even survived the match. So what's there to complain? Well, I actually made no progress whatsoever with grinding and with respading my tanks that I initially went into the match with, my aircraft and also something like the Tiger. So reward for winning on the new battle results screen, 120% and 67% for civil lines. That's awesome that we finally get this information. I also earned 30,000 civil lines and 5,500 research points. Why so much? Well, I killed top tier players or higher tier vehicles, and I also have a talisman on this vehicle that has an ace crew, which in my opinion is fully worth the price. So that's it for me today. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Please give this video a like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this kind of approach towards an RP match for winning and winning only, and the downsides for it in terms of overall feeling and time investment. Yeah, and as usually, we will see each other on the battlefields of War Thunder.